Across the sun-scorched plains of Africa, one creature commands respect from all. It's not the fastest predator, not the toughest, and certainly not the most efficient killer. Yet somehow, it wears the crown. A title not given by chance, not earned through appearance, but forged through survival, built on strategy, structure, and a drive passed down through generations. Today, Wild Expeditions takes you deep into the world of lions, a kingdom without a throne, where a roar is law, and every battle is paid in blood. A lion's roar is more than sound, it's power made audible. Each thunderous call echoes across the savannah like a warning carved into the land. This is mine. That sound can travel for 5 miles, cutting through thorn bush, dry grass, and darkness. But it's not the volume that sends chills. It's the message behind it. Do not enter. One roar can reroute a herd of antelope, make a pack of wild dogs change course, and make rival males think twice before crossing into foreign territory. Lions aren't faster than cheetahs, not more enduring than wild dogs, and not stealthier than leopards, but they have something no other big cat does: pride. Not in the emotional sense, in the literal one. Lions are the only big cats that live in groups. Tigers, leopards, jaguars. They hunt alone. But lions? They rule as a team. Each pride is a tightly run kingdom. Anywhere from 3 to over 30 members, but always with structure, always with a plan, and at the heart of that kingdom, the lionesses. The lionesses are the pride's backbone. They hunt, they raise cubs. They keep the flame alive for the next generation. Unlike the males, lionesses stay in the pride for life. Most are sisters, born together, growing up, hunting, and giving birth side by side. This blood bond creates a deep unity. And it's the reason behind their razor-sharp coordination. When prey appears, they don't charge like berserkers. They move like a special ops unit, calm, calculated, and deadly. In a typical hunt, each lioness has a role. One skirts the edge of the bush, a shadow among trees. Another crashes through tall grass, loud on purpose, drawing attention. The third stays silent, hidden, waiting for the perfect ambush. Their success rate, only 20 to 30%. But with teamwork and relentless effort, they keep the pride alive. Year after year, drought after drought. Victory doesn't come from speed. It comes from sacrifice, from strategy, from choosing the pride over the self. After a kill, the feast begins. But the order matters. Males eat first, even if they didn't join the hunt, then the lionesses, and finally, the cubs, if there's food left. It may sound unfair, but there's a trade-off. The male defends the pride from other predators. Especially hyenas and rogue lions. His presence alone can send an entire pack of wild dogs running without a fight. Lionesses are not just hunters, they're co-mothers. When one gives birth, the others help. If she can't nurse her cubs, another lioness will. This behavior is rare among carnivores, and it reveals a deep level of social and biological bonding. Cubs learn by watching and playing, chasing, pouncing, biting, bind gently. All of it is training. A simulation for the real world out there where they where the weak don't survive. Every pride controls a territory, from a few dozen to hundreds of square miles. They mark the borders with scent, with sound, with blood. Females rarely leave unless disaster strikes. Because to keep the land is to keep the pride alive, its safety for the cubs, and the continuity of their bloodline. No reign lasts forever. Out there, young males, exiled and angry, are forming coalitions. They're planning, watching, waiting, but that's for another chapter. This one is about honoring a system built not just on claws and teeth, but on unity, instinct, and the wisdom of evolution. Look closely, and you'll see more than predators. You'll see a society where every lion plays a role. The females don't just reproduce, they teach survival. The males don't just fight. They preserve order. And the cubs, they are the legacy, living proof that this system works. It's a world of life and death, but always, always with hope. As the sun sets, the pride rests in the shade. A male lifts his head and roars, the sound rolling over the grasslands like thunder, not to brag, but to remind the wild, this kingdom has a ruler, and here, a roar is more than sound, it's a living declaration. Across the vast African plains, where the morning mist still clings to dry grass, and the sun peeks over a crimson horizon, a lone figure moves forward. He's no longer a cub, but not yet a warrior. A young male lion, standing at the threshold of adulthood, is about to face the hardest chapter of his life. Not the hunt, not a fight with hyenas or leopards, but exile, leaving the only home he's ever known. The place where he was once safe, once loved, to become an outsider. In the lion's world, every male must leave. There's no debate, no exceptions, no more sisters to lean on, no territory to hide in. He becomes a nomad, wandering through lands marked by others, always watched, always unwelcome. He can't fight, can't hunt well enough to survive alone. No territory, no mates, only hunger, and instinct. But nature doesn't abandon the outcasts. Many young males, cast out at the same time, find each other, not out of friendship, but survival. It's an ancient strategy, shaped by millions of years. The male coalition. When 3, 4, sometimes even 6 young males team up, they form a force to be reckoned with. No leader, no hierarchy, just one shared goal: take a pride and rewrite the bloodline of an entire land. The takeover doesn't begin with roaring, it begins with silence. The coalition moves like shadows. Watching, sniffing, calculating. Which pride has the strongest lionesses? How many males guard it? Are they aging, wounded, weakening? The battle only begins when the time is right. And when it does, it's war. There are no screams like hyenas, no high-pitched snarls like leopards. Lions fight in silence, the silence of violence. They crash into each other, 400-pound bodies slamming like waves into rock. Claws tear flesh. Jaws clamp down on necks and manes, aiming for arteries, nerves, airways. One precise bite can blind, break a jaw, or crush a windpipe. There's no backing down, no truce, only one winner or both bleeding. Some fights drag on for hours. Some coalitions use hit-and-run tactics, wearing down their rivals before going in for the kill, and sometimes it ends in minutes. One lion falls, another roars, and the new order is born. Once the pride is conquered, there's no celebration. The new males get to work. Driven by instinct as old as their species, they look for the cubs, not to raise them, to kill them, a brutal act. But nature's most ruthless reproductive strategy, infanticide. Because as long as a lioness is nursing, she won't come into heat. But when her cubs die, her body resets in just a few weeks. The new coalition can only pass on its bloodline by wiping out the old one. The lionesses fight back. They snarl. They bite. They scream. Some flee, cubs in tow. Others take on 3 males at once, just to buy their cubs a few more minutes of life. But a coalition at full strength is nearly unstoppable, and blood spills again. Not from rivals is. Dat schon das es as Tassenei. But from the young, who never even got to know the world. Once the cubs are gone, the reign begins. The males mate with all the adult females in the pride. 1, 2, sometimes 3 lionesses pregnant at once, each carrying their bloodline. This is their prime. No more wandering, no more hunger. They have land, prey, females, and a future. But the crown never stays long. 2, maybe 3 years. That's all. Because somewhere beyond the horizon, another coalition waits. The cracks start small, a wound from fighting hyenas over a carcass. A twisted ankle chasing an antelope, a cut that festers from flies and infection, 1 weak eye and they can't fight, 1 fallen brother, and the power tilts, and then history repeats itself. The lions who once spilled blood for their pride become the hunted, chased off, driven away, losing everything they once ruled. No land, no mates, no one calling them king. In this throneless kingdom, every reign ends, not from weakness, but because nature allows no eternal power, not even for kings. Still, among the hundreds of coalitions that rose and fell, a few names live on, not for their strength, but for their legacy, the generations they left behind. Tougher, smarter, stronger. And in the next chapter, we'll meet them. The fragile young lives, learning how to become kings. When the battles between male coalitions come to an end, a new era begins, quieter, but just as intense. It's the fight to protect the next generation. Out here, in the harsh grasslands, new life takes its first breath, not with a roar, but with a soft nuzzle against a mother's belly. A lioness carries her cubs for around 110 days, nearly 4 months of silence, of sheltering a heartbeat that hasn't yet seen the sun. And when the time comes, she leaves the pride, alone, no escort, no farewell, just her, and the weight of what's about to be born. She finds a hiding place, thick bush, a sheltered rocky crevice, or a dried-out riverbed. Anywhere that might shield her from the eyes of predators. And there, in the quiet, the cubs are born, tiny, blind. During this time, the mother rarely leaves. No hunting, no roaring, no reunions. Because every rustle in the grass could be a leopard, a hyena, a cobra. Or worse, a new male coalition that's just taken over the pride. This is survival, and the price is always blood. After 6 to 8 weeks, if no threats arise, she'll return with her cubs. But that homecoming is a gamble. Because if the pride has changed hands during her absence, her cubs have almost no chance of surviving. In a lion's world, when new males take over, they don't adopt the cubs. They eliminate them. No mercy. No exceptions. It's not hatred, it's biology. It's evolution's coldest logic. Only their own bloodline deserves to continue. Some lionesses run, hiding their cubs on the edges of the territory. Some fight to the end, but when facing 3 or 4 full-grown males, it rarely ends well. Still, if the cubs survive, they begin a different journey, the journey to become lions. A cub's life is one long lesson. First, the failed pounces, the awkward tumbles chasing their mother's tail, the clumsy bites on a sibling's ear. Every fall is a lesson in balance. Every play is a drill in timing, dodging and ambushing. They're not just playing, they're training. When the lionesses go hunting, the cubs don't join, but they follow, watching, learning, every crouch, every silent step. Every leap. After the kill, they're allowed to chew on bones, lick up blood, and get a taste of what it means to be a predator. Still, only about 40 to 50% of lion cubs make it through their first year, not just because of enemies, but because of nature itself. A drought can dry up every water hole, an infected wound can mean death, but the biggest threat? Other predators. Hyenas, sworn enemies of lions. They track by scent, hunt in packs, and coordinate to separate cubs from their mothers. A gang of 30 hyenas can surround and take down a cub, even with its mother close by. Leopards are stealthier. They wait. They hide. They'll stalk a pride for hours, choosing the perfect moment. Then snatch a cub and vanish up a tree, out of reach. And in the water, crocodiles lurk in silence, waiting near watering holes. One strike, and a cub is gone, dragged into the mud without a sound. Every step toward adulthood is a step past danger. Every moment alive is a moment earned. For a lioness, being a mother is more than nursing or guarding. It's a cycle of birth, care, teaching, and sacrifice. She may lose an entire litter in days, but she'll breed again. No complaints, no retreat, it's instinct, carved into her DNA by millions of years of survival. Some mothers carry the scars of battles with hyenas who got too close. Some fight through old wounds just to buy their cubs a few seconds to escape. Not every lioness becomes a mother, but every lion has been protected by one. Some females without cubs become caretakers. They play with the cubs of their sisters, groom them, guard them, alert the pride to danger. A strong pride isn't the biggest, it's the most united. By 6 months, cubs begin eating meat regularly, but they still lack sharp canines. Still don't know how to bite a throat, still can't hold down a bucking antelope. So they watch and learn. By 1 year old, they start assisting in hunts, flanking, creating noise, flushing prey from cover. Small roles, but critical ones. By 18 months, the differences grow clearer. Males start bulking up, shoulders broaden, the first strands of a mane appear. Females grow leaner, more agile. Mastering the art of the hunt. Everyone senses it. A fork in the road is near. For the males, when they reach 2 or 3 years old, it's time to leave, to begin the lonely journey you've seen before. But the females who survive will stay. They'll become the core of the pride, and the cycle continues. Some cubs will die of hunger. Some will fall behind during a long migration. Some will simply get lost. But some will live. And a few years from now, they may return. Either as nurturing mothers or as warriors, come to take it all. Every surviving cub is a piece of the dynasty, so when you see a lion cub playing under the fading light, don't just think, "That's cute." Think, "That's hope." In a world of claws and fangs, of endless droughts and endless wars for dominance, there is still room for a child to grow. Every second they survive says one thing. They haven't given up. They don't need our pity. They just need one chance to roar like their parents once did. As the last rays of sun dip behind the African horizon, the lion faces its final battle, not for a pride, not for territory, but for survival. In a world that changes with every passing day, not the roar of rivals, not the claws of challengers, the lion's greatest threat today walks on two legs. The dry season grows longer, rain arrives late, grasslands are scorched, waterholes crack and vanish, leaving behind nothing but dust and the stench of decay. Herds of antelope migrate farther. Buffalo and zebras retreat to distant rivers. And lions, left behind, hungry, thirsty, desperate. And when nature offers no mercy, they turn toward humans. An old lion slips into a livestock pen. 3 cows gone by morning. A child injured near the edge of a village. The human response is swift and instinctive. Guns, steel traps, poison hidden in meat. To locals, the lion is no longer a symbol of majesty. It's a threat. Once called king, now labeled a pest. On the other side, not bullets, but briefcases. The black market operates in silence. Manes, teeth, claws, even bones and skin. A full-grown male lion, once killed, can be butchered and sold piece by piece across borders. And the cubs, taken alive, sold to tourist camps, or kept as exotic pets for the ultra-rich. When lions vanish from the map, antelope populations explode. They strip young grass bare, exposing soil. Birds lose their nesting grounds. Insects lose their shelter. The land, once ruled by apex predators, begins to unravel. It's the ecological domino effect, where the fall of one species can collapse the balance of an entire system. In places like Serengeti, Kruger, and the Okavango Delta, a new kind of battle is underway. Scientists fit lions with GPS collars, tracking their movements, studying how close they come to human borders. Trail cameras document it all: hunting, birthing, migration. Some regions are building living corridors. When a lion is protected, an entire community can thrive. Ecotourism brings in thousands of visitors. All for a glimpse of a lion resting under midday shade, a mother grooming her cubs, a male roaring into the crimson sunset. What was once a beast becomes a source of life. Fear becomes cultural pride. This one was found beside its mother's body. It survived a brutal dry season. It had no name, just a tracking number in a file. Now it has shelter. It has caretakers. It's learning how to hunt, waiting for the day it can return to the wild. And when it roars for the first time under an open sky, that roar won't be just its own. It will echo with hope. A cry of belief that nature still has a chance. There were once more than 200,000 lions across Africa. Today, fewer than 20,000 remain, not because lions are weaker, but because we've changed too fast, and cared too little. But change doesn't only come from destruction, it can come from protection. Every new reserve, every community learning to live with lions. Every child who understands that lions are part of our heritage, not our enemies. When millions walk in the same direction, the land will hear the roar again. And then, an old lion stands atop a rocky outcrop. It is no longer young. Its body is covered in scars. Its steps are heavy. But when it roars, the plains fall silent. No one knows how long it ruled. No one counts the battles it survived. But in that roar is a final declaration. I was here. I belonged. If we don't act, the day may come when only the wind roams the grasslands, and lions live on, only in memory. But if we choose to protect them, their legacy will live forever, not just in books, not just in film, but in the heartbeat of this planet. Thank you for joining Wild Expeditions on this journey through the Lion's Kingdom. If you believe that wild stories still deserve to be heard, like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell so you won't miss what's next. And if there's another animal you want us to explore, drop it in the comments. We're listening to nature. One heartbeat at a time.